What is up, guys? We are live here. Not exactly the stream I had planned, but this came out of nowhere. This will be short-ish. Obviously won't be super long here, but I just want to talk a little bit about Patrick Marleau coming back here, which is obviously pretty awesome. It's the Sharks need to shake something up. The young guys are calling in. Not exactly getting the production out of them that they would like or that they would need. And, goodness gracious. What else is there to say? I mean, Patrick Marleau's back in Teal. You knew he would retire in Teal. I didn't think I'd ever get to see him play a game in Teal again, though. But we're here, and he's back, and it's an incredible... I mean, he's already getting some buyout money, so that's probably why he signed for the league minimum, $700,000 for 1 year, which really helps out this Sharks situation because we're lacking some depth with all the injuries now, especially lacking depth. So yeah, fuck, it helps. It helps a lot for a team that's pretty sparse scoring wise so far. 3 goals in 3 games played is not as good. Or not that good, I should say. So questions, comments about Patrick Marleau. I see one. Sark Gaming. Yeah. He's a 4th liner at best. I don't know. On the Sharks, he's a 3rd liner probably. I don't know. The thing is, it's like you just need more depth. He's not going to step in here and be a 20, 30 goal scorer. We know that. That's not why we're getting Marleau. And if we were, we would be paying him more than $700,000. So. You know, that's definitely part of the reason. I mean, we need more depth. I mean, yeah, he's not going to come in and be a star. He's not that kind of player anymore. But the fact is, it's good for a few things. It could give a jolt of energy to the team. It's good for the fans, and it's just nice. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, you just salty. I'm not talking about your Canadians. Screw the Canadians. I said it. Yeah, of course. I'm aware of what he is. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna be a star, man. Holy shit. Notifications off. But yeah, no, he's not gonna play tonight, quite obviously. They're still, I think, finalizing the contract. They'd have to finalize roster slots and stuff like that. Send guys up, send guys down. But he's, yeah, I mean, their game time's in like an hour. So, yeah, that ain't happening. If I had to say what would I really want out of Marleau, I'd say 35, 40 points would be pretty incredible. I don't know if we'll get that, but 35, 40 points I think is achievable, especially if we play him with Jumbo, give him some power play time here and there. I mean, it's definitely possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I mean, it's a bargain, $700,000 no matter where. It's just another depth player for that price. But the fact is, if you can get that sort of production out of a depth piece, then you win no matter what. So, yeah, this might be all the Sharks can afford, except we still have about $3 million of cap space even after this deal. So a rental is still a possibility at the deadline. Not a very big one, but a rental nonetheless. I'd like to see him just go out and get a physical presence. How is Pominville still a free agent? Because Pominville's trash. And if his agent is Darren Ferris, that's why he's still a free agent. We should... All right. I know. All right. Someone said we should have re-signed Joe Pavelski. How... All right. Would you pay... You would say you'd sacrifice Erik Karlsson to pay Joe Pavelski at age 35, $7 million a year for 3 years? Would we have sacrificed one of our guys a few years ago to sign Marleau for the extra year? No. Like, that's... We couldn't. It's just a business move, a business decision, and people want us like Pavelski. He's not tearing it up in Dallas. They're 0-3, and they're in the same boat as we are, with arguably more talent. So Pavelski isn't this end-all, be-all catalyst. Yes, he is incredible production, but as on the business side of things, you can't re-sign him for 3 years at $7 million after the injuries he just had and his age. Also, when you have so much of the younger guys trying to push for a lineup. Now, that hasn't worked out so far. That's not to say it won't work out. But, you know, that's just at the time. So, yes, losing Pavelski does hurt. Yes, it'll be hard to replace him. Yes, it's a transition. But it was the right decision based on the contract he got in Dallas. Dallas could give it to him. The Sharks, they couldn't at that price. So, Could Marleau get at least 20 goals? I'd be surprised if Marleau got 20 goals. I would be pleasantly surprised if he got... I don't think he'd get 20. I think we'd be lucky to get 15 out of him. And I think on the contract he's on, hell, that would be incredible. Let me see. Am I missing any more comments? I see you, Taylor. Hold on. I was just answering other people. You're just talking about Warren Fogle. You're still memeing. I don't think Chip's here. He can't see you. You're still memeing. Hold on. Yeah, see, you're memeing. I'm not ignoring you. I see your memes. You want to ask me a real question, son? I'll answer that. Vanek was 0.56 point per game. That's a good point. I mean, Chip will see it later. I mean, if he watches this and turns on the live chat, which he only watches stuff on his phone, and he says the live chat sucks on his phone. Anywho, back to the matter at hand here. Let me see if I scrolled up and saw some other questions here. That's the Palmanville one. How's Kevin Bieksa still unsigned? Well, he can't skate, he can't defend, and he can't produce. All he can do is fight. Would you sign a defenseman? No, not in today's NHL. You won't sign a defenseman. All he can do is fight. You might sign a forward. Well, all he can really do is fight. But you play him maybe 20 out of 82 games, and I don't think Bieksa would have an easy transition to be playing wing or something like that. So, yeah, I don't think Bieksa is a guy you sign, especially as a defender. If he was a forward, it's a different story. You might sign him, insert him into the lineup against rivals and other tough matchups, stuff like that. But how do I see the Metro Division shaping up? That's not a Patrick Marleau question or a Sharks question. The Met, though, I mean, I don't know. It's too early. It's too early, and that's East Coast. You got to talk about West. I'll tell you about the West Coast. You got to give me a while to gather some information on the East Coast. Yeah, that's how I roll. I got a little tiny little bug flying around in here. Well, are the Pens fucked without Malkin? I mean, yes and no. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to do franchise mode soon, Nick, but this is pretty big news. At least for me. I know some of you guys aren't Sharks fans, but yes, I will be doing franchise mode. I just want to talk a little bit about Patrick Marleau first here. Opinion on the Leafs, Jesus Christ. All right, you want my opinion on the Leafs? The Leafs have all the talent in the world and no heart. There you go. Let the argument commence. You found out from me about Patrick Marleau. That's awesome. I do pride myself on tweeting. Not really. I tweet. That's all I do. But yeah, friggin' crazy, actually. I mean, it's pretty awesome that we got him. I was actually expecting him to maybe get signed for like $1 million because he's Patrick Marleau. Yes, he's getting buyout money, but it is Patrick Marleau and stuff like that. But man, the league minimum really, really helps us out cap-wise and gives us yet another piece. Veteran, sure. Maybe not a big production man, but I mean, people who are bringing that up as an argument against re-signing him, proof is in 3 games that we're having trouble scoring. Marleau may bring that to the table, or he may not. The fact is, it's 700,000, which is honestly peanuts. It's just literally another depth guy. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall right now, seeing if it'll stick, essentially. Let's see. How do I think the Sharks will do? Well, right now, Sharks are not doing too good. They're 0-3, obviously. They've scored 3 goals in 3 games. So offense is an issue. And the scariest part is, we knew we'd lose some offense. Not this much necessarily, but the scary part is you're still seeing the same mistakes that were made last year and the same problems spewing up into this season, which we were hoping, bringing back Bob Booner or whatever, Boner, I don't fucking know. Boogner. I'll call him Bob Boner because that's hilarious. Coming back to work with the defense, man, when he was working on the defense, our defense was solid. So I don't know if it's just Vlasic's having trouble still, or Burns, I don't know what the hell he's doing half the time, man. He needs to figure his shit out, especially on the back end, or just put him back on forward. I've been preaching that, but shit, that's the hard part about losing Braun. But the fact is, that's another business decision. You cannot pay a guy playing in your top 6 now almost $4 million. Was he 3.9 mil? You can't do that at this point when you have guys that are really, really good that you're paying those good dollars, you know? So it's the same kind of reason that, a team with Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, two guys worth $20 million, you can't be paying top 6 guys at $3 and $4 million. So that's why they're kind of screwed on like Russell contracts and things like that on the Oilers side of things. That being said, at least they have a lot of, decent young talent that they're able to fill in. That's what the Sharks were hoping for this year, to bring in the entry levels to fill certain gaps. It just hasn't worked yet. So signing Marleau I think of this as an insurance policy. Getting Marleau for the $700,000 is like an insurance Marleau. Karlsson and Burns can't play together. Number one, they're both righties. Number two, they both kind of bring the same thing to the table. And yeah, I think that's it. And it can work on the power play, but Burns doesn't like playing the one-time option, which is kind of dumb. He has a tremendous shot. I know he likes wrist shots more, but we don't have Pavelski tipping everything in front. So I feel like we need to switch up our tactics on the power play. It's just not good enough to have like no one-time options, especially now if Burns isn't going to be playing on that one-time option. They refused to put Couture onto that one-time option. They kind of did it in one of the games. They started putting Couture onto the one-time option on the right side of the ice in the power play. And I'm like, holy fuck, thank God. And all of a sudden, wait a sec, we started getting chances in the power play. And then the next power play, all of a sudden, it's right back to the way it was. No one-time options. And I'm just face-planting as hard as I can because the Sharks could have a good power play if they just utilize what seems to be the main thing to do in the NHL, which is to utilize one-timers on the power play. Get the goalie moving laterally. If there's no Pavelski to tip pucks, you got to think of other ways to beat them. So that's it. All right, let me go back and read off some questions. Should Erik Karlsson go back to Ottawa? Who wants to go back to Ottawa? Jesus. Should Mark Stone go back to Ottawa? Ugh, fuck. Get out of here, fly. Hold on. Barkley Goodrow is second line. Is he? I mean, he filled in there because he was the only one trying. And he goddamn replaced LeBanc because LeBanc pissed me the hell off with that lack of effort on the Henrique goal. My goodness gracious. So someone had a trade suggestion in here. I got to go back up to that. Dell's greater than Jones? No. Sorry, Messi, but that's just completely inaccurate. I know a lot of people are like, Dell, no. But, dude, no. Dell is so sloppy in the crease, man. The way he goes down, he's already short, number one. He's 5'11". And the way he goes down to make saves, he almost ducks. It's so bad. He can get beat up high super easily. He's athletic, decent. Puck playing, okay, except for that one time he just gave a goal to Michael Del Zotto, of all people. So it's like, is he that much better? Jones didn't play bad at all in the first couple games of the season. Jones really didn't. The Sharks as a whole played like absolute dog shit. Jones, hilariously, I think it was game 1 of the season, kept the game from being a 10-1 blowout. Jones was the only reason it wasn't 10-1. And his stats don't reflect that right now, which sucks for him because I don't want to see him start playing like he did last year. Because last year, yes, you could blame a lot of the goals on Jones. So far, in the first game, no. Second game, there's a 5-hole goal that he probably would want back. But other than that, he hasn't played that bad. But we're going off of what he did last year. So it's a pretty low bar set right now. He's got only nowhere to go but up. Technically, I mean, he could get worse or be the same, which would be just as bad. But so far, Martin Jones hasn't been bad. So Dell is no better than Martin Jones, and yeah, I'm not hearing that, man. What's worse, Winnipeg's defense or the Devils? Ooh. Well, judging by the fact that I don't recognize any names on Winnipeg's defense, I'm gonna have to say Winnipeg's defense. Devils at least got Taylor Hall, Jack Hughes, Heischer. Their future is promising. I don't know. Winnipeg's defense just looks like a bunch of guys from Europe that they signed on like 10-day NBA contracts or some shit. Maybe it'll work for Winnipeg. I don't know. But this sucks because I got Hellebuck in fantasy. And his defense is trash around him. I'm like, God damn it. Bufflin isn't coming back. Will Victor Mete score this year? No. Victor Mete is not allowed to score. If he scores, he will ruin a years-long meme. That can't happen. He's not allowed. Not allowed. Martin Jones has fallen off a lot since 2016. Not even a little bit. He's fallen off a lot, which is disappointing considering the long-term contract. Now, price-wise, it's not horrible. It's below 6. It's still a starting goalie contract, but at the time we signed it, it was supposed to be a really good contract by now. The only downside is Martin Jones hasn't lived up to that. No, I don't think Marleau's going to get a letter. I mean, he's only back here for 1 year. He's coming back. He'll retire here. I don't know if they'll retire his jersey. I think we'll retire Jumbo's jersey for sure. Marleau, I mean, now that he's playing a full year, depends on what happens this year. I think a lot of what the future of the Sharks, the past of the Sharks, it's all coming together in this year. This is almost, you're kind of all in. Because if you fuck up and miss the playoffs, Ottawa gets a pretty good pick. You make Pierre Dorion look like a genius. And if you make Pierre Dorion look like a genius, you fucked up. You messed up big if Pierre Dorion ends up looking like a genius. Hold on. Jordan Kenny, I can fuck off. Are you talking to me, Jordan Kenny? Please confirm before I rebut. Please confirm, Jordan Kenny. I want to tell you how cool you are. If Sharks win tonight, could they do better? What do you mean by that? Send help. What do you need help with, Sar Peter? Marleau is good because stats are useless. Depends on what stats. What stats are you pointing out? Advanced stats? Point stats? I don't want Line A. I mean, trading a guy who doesn't play defense for another guy who doesn't play defense while is better offensively, is a good sniper, but is kind of only useful in the power play. I mean, younger-wise, I mean, I would 1-for-1 Burns for Line A, I would, but that wouldn't happen. The sun's really... Hold on. Let's see if I turn that off. I wonder if the lighting will be better, because the sun's, like, actually still coming through my blinds right here. That didn't really help. I still look pasty, which is okay. I'm pasty anyway. Well, then you're not talking to a very intelligent fan. Who's your favorite player, Jordan Kenny? I don't know if you're telling me to fuck off. You gotta understand, not everything is serious. Sometimes I'm sarcastic. Most of the time I'm sarcastic. If I hurt your feelings, it's okay. You gotta rise above. Do I think the Sharks should make the playoffs in the Pacific? They should. If they miss, that's a big underachievement. I mean, you still have Couture, Hurl, Meyer, Burns, Carlson, Vlasic. You still have these guys. You still have Evander Kane. You still have that as your core. If you miss the playoffs with all that, something is wrong, especially in the Pacific Division. If they're in the Atlantic, yeah, you might miss the playoffs. The Atlantic is exceptionally strong, but you're in the Pacific, which it's an open race. It's a completely open race. I mean, we got Anaheim 2-0. The Sharks are 0-3. Bad start, sure, but it's... The Burns contract actually looks pretty freaking incredible now compared to a lot of other ones. The term, yeah, but I mean, if you look at how Burns works out, if you look at how he skates still at the age he is, still hasn't shown any signs of declining. The problems that he has have been problems that he's had for the last 5 years, which is inconsistent defense. And it keeps being exposed, sure, because, well, he keeps playing more and more minutes in a lot of different situations. And, yeah, so, yeah, the Burns contract term-wise is pretty bad, but price-wise, it ain't bad at all now for, what did he get last year, 80-something points? If you told me I could get, right now, an $8 million player who would put up that amount of points on the blue line, while guys like, well, Doughty, Drew fucking Doughty's making almost $11 million, I'd take it. I would take it. God, just get Radil off the team, man. I hate Radil. I don't like Radil. If Radil just played physically, I would like him, but he doesn't. Radil's got a big body, and he doesn't use it, and his balance is absolute trash. It's really weird. It's odd to watch, because you see this guy who's got some size to him, and then all of a sudden, he doesn't hit people. He's not good on the forecheck. He's not good grinding it. He tries to make skill plays, which he's not good enough for, and then he gets knocked off the puck like every human player against a computer in NHL 20. Did the Sens win the EK trade? No. Josh Norris, Balsers, a first which should be a mid and late, or to mid to late first? No. If the Sharks didn't re-sign Carlson, yes. But the Sharks did re-sign Carlson. They still retain the value. They still have him. Yeah, no. The Sens still didn't win that trade. I mean, you can't... People were like, oh my God, the Sharks ripped him off. And then Carlson was injured for part of the year. Then all of a sudden, like, oh my God, he's so overrated. there's something about hockey, especially hockey Twitter, that they're just, you have to understand. They are so fickle. Opinions change like the seasons, man. Just that quick. And it just goes whatever is hot at the moment, whatever's funny at the moment, whatever's meme-worthy at the moment, whatever is the hot topic. People just jump on the train, get their rocks off real quick, and then fall back into the crowd. And when they're proven wrong, they always disappear. So I don't think you could say in any way that they won the trade. Now, like I said, if for some crazy reason the Sharks, with all that talent, missed the playoffs, then it looks a hell of a lot better for Ottawa, yes, especially if it comes out to a lottery pick. I don't think the Sharks are going to be a lottery team by any means. Obviously, the memes going around right now showing people who are already checking the, what was it called? The draft lottery simulator, because Sharks are 0-3. They're like one of the bottom teams, and so they're obviously popping up. Ottawa's getting like 2 top 5 picks, but I don't foresee the Sharks being a lottery team at all. Like, they might miss the playoffs somehow. They shouldn't with all the talent they have, but they might. I don't see them being lottery, though. So, again, that pick is still not going to be anywhere in the top 10 or top 5. The pick could turn out to be good, but that's the risk when you trade away picks. I mean, of course, any pick could turn. Joe Pavelski is a 7th-round pick. Kevin Labank's a 6th-round pick. Zetterberg was, what, 7th round? Or 9th? Someone was 9th round who was really good. And Yevgeny Nabokov was 9th round. Like, there's any draft pick could pan out. Like, Tarasenko was a late 1st-rounder, wasn't he? So even, like, it's hard to say when you look at things like that. You got to look at it for what it is on the table at the time. Should have picked up Baertschi. I would have preferred DeSmith. Baertschi's contract is a little too, especially with his injury history. It was like $3.5 million. That's too much of a hit for too much of a question mark. I would have preferred DeSmith and just bury Dell or trade. The problem is you can't trade Dell because he's on 1.9 mil and he's not good. You'd have to bury him somehow, and that's kind of fucked up to do. The Sharks aren't an organization who does that. So while DeSmith may have benefited them and may have been an upgrade, you couldn't really send Dell down, take away time from either Shortridge or Kolasar. And it's just, that's not something that the Sharks do as an organization. Can I tell EA to release the damn roster change? EA doesn't listen to me. I may be a game changer, but they don't listen to me. Y'all saw the video I made for Beer Pro. I sent it to them. I didn't get a response. So, why would they listen to me about roster updates? They don't listen to Tuki either. So, I mean, he's the roster guy. Don't mind me. I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Alright, sorry, someone was talking about that Burns thing again. Will I cut my hair if the Sharks win the cup? So, good luck. Do I even know what team Victor Mente plays for? Oh my god. Kenny, just calm down, as I said. Victor Mente can't score, okay? Doesn't matter. Calm down, man. It's the internet. Not everything's serious. Imagine getting pissed off about a guy talking about the Sharks on stream to like 20 people, man. Relax. It's not that serious. What I think about the player Ryan Merkley. He needs to put on some poundage and up that defensive game. But other than that, god damn, is he talented offensively. Whew. He has got some hockey IQ. That's good to see because you can't teach hockey IQ. And that's why guys like, you know, Josh Hosang and Godolbin are down in the AHL where they belong. Because they might have skill, but they lack hockey IQ. And Godolbin especially completely lacks finish, man. Just, that's why he was traded. Now, the trade still wasn't good for that. God, I always forget his name. Jannik Hansen, thank you. I always forget his name, because he's pretty forgettable, to be honest. Palin gonna score 200 goals. All the Habs fan congregating now in the comment section. At least you guys don't care that I say Mete can't score. How will we know if I'm doing Movember or not? I guess you won't. You'll just have to kind of guess. I look terrible with only a mustache. So that's never, ever gonna happen. I look like a creep, man. I literally look like a pedophile living in an RV if I just have a mustache. Like, it's not good. It's not a good thing. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad, I gotta say. Alright, EK for Shabbat. No thanks. Shabbat's great, but he's a lefty. Wouldn't be bad, actually, but no, I'd do Burns for Shabbat. Vlasic for Hjalmarsson in a second. Nah. We had our shot at Hjalmarsson. We tried to corner Chicago for Hjalmarsson or Niemi. We ended up with Niemi. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out too well. Oh well, rip. Yeah, Mete winning the Rocket Richard is definitely the most likely thing to happen in the world of hockey. You guys are onto something there. Am I watching the Sharks game? Probably not. I'm 0-8 when watching Sharks games so far, including preseason. The one preseason game I missed is the game they won. And I actually watched like half of it. I watched like the first and like part of the second, and it was like still 0-0. I'm like, holy fuck, this team can't score. And I headed out. I had some plans, and then when I'm gone, the Sharks score like 3 or 4 in the third or something like that. And then every other game I've lost. So I'm literally 0-8 watching Sharks games this year. So I'm gonna stream franchise mode and hope that the Sharks can win, and hope that I'm cursed. I'm buying in to the Zarg Gaming strategy, not watching because I feel like I'm the one cursing my team. Thoughts on Jake Gensel? Like what about Jake Gensel? Just Jake Gensel in general? He's got a cool name. He puts up points on Crosby's wing like anyone would. And according, who was it that pointed out that my name's in the game but Jake Gensel's isn't? And said, it's because I'm more important than Jake Gensel. I could put up 50 points on Crosby's ring. I mean, God, come on, look at me. I play NHL and have fun and yell at my TV. Of course I'm more important than Jake Gensel. Yeah, I don't know why his name's still not in the game. Don't ask me. Yeah, 7 points in 3 games for Merkley on the Knights. Yeah, I knew him going to the Knights would be huge. Merkley's going to have a great chance. I think that's going to help his development so much. And hopefully he keeps working with the counselor and all the other professional people that the Sharks have him set up with to try to aid him in his mental and personal issues that he's been, was part of the reason he dropped so far back in the draft, because the immense skill, the immense hockey IQ, thwarted a little bit by his lack of effort at times, his, attitude problems, his anger problems, like hacking dudes with his stick and stuff. Like, yeah, it's, that's pretty much it, man. But, all right. Before we wrap this up, because I got to start the franchise mode stream pretty soon, any more questions about Marleau, the Sharks, anything like that? Because I want to keep this a bit focused. We kind of turned into a bit of an rambling on the NHL, which will happen. I got all my followers are fans of teams from everywhere. These fucking flies. I got to kill these flies before anything else too. When do I buy my jerseys? I only have Sharks jerseys. I'm not too into getting a bunch of different jerseys. If I was gonna buy any other jersey besides a Shark jersey, it'd be a Peter Forsberg jersey, just because he's my favorite player of all time. But yeah, I don't know. I usually get them as gifts because jerseys are expensive as fuck. And again, I'm not super addicted to jersey buying like a lot of other content creators are. It's not like part of the, I don't know. That's just not the appeal to me. The aesthetic thing, having a bunch of jerseys to look at but not necessarily wear all the time. Like, yeah, you can wear them. I'm not a big hockey sweater wearing guy. I like to wear my Sharks sweater when the Sharks are playing in the playoffs. I don't wear it normally. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious, Cup pick. Avs for the cup, too early for them. Cup pick. It's tough, man. Boston's obviously going to be a contender again. Boston's extremely strong. You got to think Vegas is going to be one of the odds-on favorites coming out of the West. Avs are good. I think the Avs are going to improve a lot. I mean, they took the Sharks to 7. And they beat the Flames. So, I mean, I hope, but I think if they went up against Vegas, man, I don't know. I think Vegas can match their speed, and Vegas has way more physicality. But I thought that against the Sharks, too. And the Avs completely were blown by the Sharks in a lot of games. Like, they just traded win-loss, 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 win-loss. And that Game 7 was still pretty dicey, man. Take offsides out of the game. California is hot as fuck. It is still hot. What is the temperature outside? It was actually cool for a while. It was getting really sweet and really chilly outside. Right now it is 85 outside. Fuck me. I got the AC on in October. God damn it. I was really hoping I'd be able to cut down on some of those electrical bills right now. Oilers for playoffs? It's possible. Like I said, the Pacific is wide open right now. Who's my favorite player? Currently, Rustler 19? Oh, man. It's going to have to be Couture. I love Captain Cooch, and I can call him Captain Cooch. I've been wanting him to get the C for a while. I knew Pavs was likely on his way out. I'm a huge Couture fan. I'm now going to get his jersey now that it's going to have the C on it. I was literally waiting to get his jersey. I've wanted his jersey forever, but I'm like, no, don't give me that jersey yet. Yeah, but now I'm getting a Couture jersey now. Favorite player of all time? I did answer that a bit ago, but if you're just joining, it is Peter Forsberg. Peter Forsberg, great, my favorite player of all time. He put up monster points in an era where you weren't supposed to put up monster points. In the tuck, what was it called? The clutch and drag era, or the clutch and grab era, I think it was called. That like late 90s, early 2000s, where like before the lockout, where you could just ride someone with your stick. The defense, you could hold someone dumped the puck in, you could literally push the shit out of them so they couldn't get to it. Like, that was a tough era to be an offense in, and Peter Forsberg said F you to all those defensemen, reverse hitting them. He was a magician in an era where it was tough to be a magician. So Peter Forsberg, he killed my Sharks. Oh, time and time again, him and Joe Sakic destroyed my Sharks back then. But goddamn, is he impressive to watch. That's why he's my... Lucic or Neal? Is that even a question? Neal, of course. Neal's playing on McDavid's wing. He is going to be a 20, 30 goal scorer on McDavid's wing. Easy. So, Oilers won that trade. And that's pretty impressive to say. But then again, Chiarelli's no longer the GM, so we may be seeing more of that from the Oilers. Who's my favorite Hab and my favorite Hab right now and favorite Hab of all time? Yikes. Favorite Hab right now. Ugh. Can I say none? And for all time, can I also say none? I guess my favorite Hab of all time was PK Subban. Get fucked. Favorite Hab right now? I don't know enough of them, man. I'm trying to rack my brain and think of one. I don't like Domi. I like him for what he said to Kapanen. That was hilarious, but I hate him at all other times because he drops his gloves and fights people before other people are ready to fight. Dislike it, man. That's fine. It counts as an interaction. Give me those metrics. Dislike it, man. The hell else was I going to say? I don't know. I don't know. Habs players, man. Who cares? They're Habs. I'll tell you who my favorite Bruins player is. It's Pasternak, man. How many more seasons do I think Jumbo plays? Until his legs go out. Until we won't let him on the ice anymore. Until a team will not touch him. I think he'll come back next year for league minimum, and that might be his last year. If the Sharks somehow manage to win the Cup this year against all odds, then he will retire. But yeah, he wants to keep pushing for a Cup. But even after he retires from the NHL, Jumbo's still going to play hockey. He's going to go to Switzerland and play with Davos, I think. So, I mean, yeah. Jumbo got like Yager, most likely. Hopefully not exactly like Yager. Like, hopefully he doesn't get boarded in the Swiss League. That was, oh man, that was disgusting. Y'all see that video of Yager getting boarded by that dude in the KHL? How you gonna do a legend like that, man? Come on, some guys should just be untouchable. 26 plus player fantasy draft franchise that you mentioned last week. What? What was it? What else did you mention about it? Maybe. All I know is we're going to be switching over to franchise mode pretty quickly here. So, now for real, any last thoughts on the... Okay, there we go. There's a Sharks question. Thoughts on the Sharks' recent performance? Oh, man. Well, to put it bluntly, crap. Absolute crap. They need to step it up. And they know they need to step it up. But what I don't like is the lack of effort that I saw on a lot of different plays. LeBanc, that one stands out so much, man. Just people just don't look like they get down and all of a sudden they're like, oh, their shoulders slump. Instead of being like indignant and being like, screw this, we're better than this. Let's go out there and earn it. I want to see some bodies flying out there. Fuck. Recognize how you lost last year. Recognize how you lost the previous year. You got your asses kicked by physical teams. Go out there and throw body. You're not talented enough to win on talent alone. Quote Herb Brooks. I'm sorry. The Sharks are not talented this year to win on talent alone. Plain and simple. So go out there and fucking earn it. Like, that's what I want to see. Is the Sharks and the Knights best rivalry in the NHL right now? I'm going to trigger everyone, but yes. Have you watched those games? Have you seen the hatred between them? Everyone's going to be like, oh, but they don't have the history of the original 6 teams. Ow. Yeah, you know what? Have you seen just the last 2 years alone between the Sharks and the Knights? Yeah, sure, I'm biased. Whatever, I'm a Sharks fan. I watch it all the time, so I see it all the time. I might be missing some of these other things. So yeah, I am biased. I don't care. I'll call myself what I am because I am. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I do think it is currently. Habs Leafs, that's okay. Habs Bruins, pretty good. Yeah, those are good. Those are fun rivals to watch. But I don't think any of those have the same amount of hatred and vitriol from the media, the pregame to in-game to post-game, that the Sharks and Knights have. It's constant. I don't constantly hear about the Leafs and Habs hating each other. I don't constantly hear... I hear more about the Bruins and Habs hating each other than I do about Leafs and Habs. So, I mean... There you go. Sorry, Peter. Attaboy, Kapanen, you fucking idiot. Holy fuck. God, that was hilarious. Kapanen was just like... It's always hilarious to see it. I don't know. I love chirping. That's why I do it, obviously. And that's why you see some people get in the comments section getting all ass-hurt about it, but... Whatever, man. I ain't here to please everyone. If I tried to do that, I'd be miserable. And why be miserable when you could be slightly depressed? You know? Fuck it. And put a smile on and have some fun. This is 2019, man. Everyone under the age of 30 is depressed. So maybe next year, once I hit the age of 30, I won't be anymore. That'll be incredible. Thoughts on Karlsson's contract? I didn't really talk about that. Thoughts on the Karlsson's contract? You know what? Needed to be done. Plain and simple. It looks iffy now, yes. With his performance last year, with the Sharks beginning of the season this year, yeah, it looks interesting. But it's 8 years, right? It's 8-year commitment. New TV deal should be kicking in 2 years. No lockout. CBA was close, so that's good. I think it needed to be done, number one. The Sharks preserved the value they gave up, even though it was less value than it should have taken to get a guy like Karlsson. I think it was the right move to make. It's the right move business-wise. So there might be a brief adjustment period, 1, maybe 2 years, where the Sharks early round exit. Hopefully don't miss the playoffs, but I'm predicting first, second round exit this year, just with what I've seen so far. Unless the team pulls a Blues-like turnaround, but they gotta have some buy-in. You know, we gotta have some buy-in. We gotta have some guys with heart and leading the charge, and like I said, running some fuckers over. It's beat us 2 years. The last 2 times we've been eliminated to Blues Knights, that's literally how we got eliminated. Run the fuck over. Adjust, man. Adjust. Even against the Oilers, man, Cassian was running around like a madman. Like, ugh. The only time we lost where we got outskilled was in the Stanley Cup in 2016, and that's where Jones was at his best, man. Like, you just can't have all things going at the same time. Had we had last year's offensive output and 2016 Martin Jones, I think we could have gone all the way. Plain and simple, I think we could have gone all the way. But we just didn't have that. Neal 2 goals in this game. Makes sense. Verexel, what's up, man? Florida getting fucked by Carolina. Poor Bobrovsky. He doesn't deserve that. All right, anyway, for real now, guys, I need to switch over to franchise. Hella people in here right now. Impressive, man. That's why I didn't want to stop. We got a lot of people in here joining about the Marleau talks. However, we can talk about it a bit more, but I do got to get this franchise mode rolling for the viewer pick draft. I do have plans this evening. So what I'm going to do right now, guys, I'm going to be switching over streams. I'm ending this one so it stands as its own video. I'm going to set up for the franchise mode stream, so if you guys want to stick around for that, stick around for that. Shut up, sorry, Peter. No, it doesn't. I'm starting the franchise right now, yes indeed. So, like I said, I'm going to end this stream, switch over, restart a new stream so the videos can stand on their own, guys. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting hockey with me. Patrick Marleau is back on the Sharks, even though half the time we talked about other stuff. But yeah, that's what's going on. What's up, Ryan? Franchise mode's starting right now, man. Get hyped. All right, guys, switching over. Thank you.